Yo, Plant, how you doing, man? Yo, Mozzarella, how you doing? Will, thanks for the resub for 3 months. Mozzarella, thanks for the resub for 39. Alright, we're gonna try mainly Great Bull. Great Bull, but with, you know, with the appropriate talismans and everything. Oh, right away. Time for Star Shower spammers? Yeah, true. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I think I should have a Assassin's Gambit, like, ready to be used. The blue to deal with. Make sure the blue doesn't sneak up on us. Okay, blue's in front.
Hey! Hey!
This game sucks. Another blue. And we do have some PvE though. First invasion. Oh my god, dude. Insane stuff. Shameless DC, yeah, absolutely shameless DC, dude. Crazy. Doesn't get more shameless than that. Can we end stream for real though? They've gotten fast with it? I think it was always like that. Yeah, exactly what Chirico said. It's pretty easy with the tow method. So we got an invasion right away, and then after that it's slow. Boy. Okay, no invasion right now. Let's move on. Because they're close, but I don't see them. Yeah. Oh, they're under. Thank you, Elden Ring. Like, this game has this terrible way of spawning people. Not even quite sure we can get to them from here. Doesn't look like it. I think we're gonna have to respawn. I think that's the same spawn. I think we should keep one of those for the finish. Yeah, this is the same spawn, guys. Yo, no way we hit that. Oh my god, dude. This now they're wondering what the fuck is going on. We almost had him. Probably think I'm a quest NPC, yeah. Oh, come on. I removed my ability to recraft right then. I don't know why it did that. I think they're pretty far from here, though. We got him, dude. Fucking sniper elite over here. Crazy stuff. Casual 1300 from downtown. Well, I mean, we do have the whole we have the whole setup. Like, technically, the only thing that does more damage than that is the red and blue tier stone variant, which, quite frankly, I don't really think it's worth it because it's a little too risky. At least like this, you know, I can resist at least one or two hits. But we will take a lot of damage, that's for sure. But the goal is to get great bow shots. We got that long range going on. No hit there. Ah, because of the stairs, it didn't land. Ow, okay. That was quite unlucky. We should have hit that phantom, but the stairs made the hit like pretty much miss, unfortunately. Did I drink my physic or did we get tier skipped? I didn't notice. If we do that, we take away one of our buff because we're not full HP anymore. Probably not worth it. 20 players, 2 players in there. All right. Deal the damage with that crossbow. Yep. Oh my god, like, die. Damage is at 961, but Okay, never mind. I think I should have like a BHS dagger handy instead. Actually, you know what? Lag there. That's kind of bullshit. No hit. Of these no hits are a little bogus. I have a choice to do that. Okay, well, I'd much rather have him down there. Didn't even think he would follow. I mean, it's pretty much GG. Horrible play on this part. Yeah, he separated himself. I was hurrying up to go back up, you know, to prevent the resummon, but I mean, if he goes down there, I'll take it. Already has the resummon though. Bro, these players in there insane net. Can't see him. Yo, what next? Thanks for the resub for 56, man. Again, dude. The 2DC is insane. I love these shameless DCs, dude. They make it... they make the stream fun. Shit's quite funny. Elden Ring player base getting worse? Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering here if I should replace the sword tally to the spear tally. Because right now the issue is, like, very often we're gonna have to use Assassin's Gambit, and it's gonna remove our buff pretty much. Now, they could be on another floor, technically. Which, I think that is the case. Great fucking game. Yeah, they're above. It's gonna be another one of those Elden Ring moments. I don't think we should waste our great bow shots here, though. We go here? No, that's a dead end, right? Yeah, that's a dead end. Alright, let's try respawning. think we're on the same floor, pretty much the exact same spot. Same spot. Probably gonna have to back up of this one. Yep. New spawn again. Thank you, Elden Ring. Shadow Dragon. You don't understand the power of Shadow Dragon. Bro, he just rolled all of it. Okay, there you go. Come on, lock on. There you go. It's DC City today. You're getting DCs too? Yeah, I mean, it's par for the course. Ugh. Good fight. Good fight. Rumors about Tarnished releasing in July following the Nintendo Direct in June. I guess that would make sense. They dropped the ball on Tarnish. Yeah, they really did. Like, it's been so long. I mean, it's technically it was for Nintendo, so it is what it is. Like I saw someone. Maybe I'm tripping. Come on, you stupid game. Okay, there. Sure what hit him. I mean, the damage is very high for, you know, for a build that does not require that much effort to land shots. Is it just pure strength? Yeah, pretty much. Technically, this is optimal with like a little more of a quality spread, like not completely going 80 strength. Like technically I think like 66 strength and like the rest index is more optimal, but the difference is like minuscule, so you might as well just go 80 strength. Why Great Bow? Well, Great Bow is the best invasion weapon. I mean, he missed that. That gave him a yes, insane. Okay. Nice. The damage is real. It is real. Nasty damage. Great Bow is a great bait for amateurs? No. Great Bow is legitimately something that even good players have trouble with. It's it works on everyone. It is by far like the best ranged weapon in the entire game. Bone Bow has its use case as well, like for longer range shot when you're very far. Great Bow starts to become a lot less reliable if your opponent sees you. Bone Bow becomes better then, but close range to medium range, Great Bow is the best. And the best finisher, we have that too, we have the crossbow. The reason why you don't see Great Bow in tourneys is because players are not used to using it. It's quite effective, and also people don't want to build around 18 dex requirements. Otherwise, they would be sacrificing like about, you know, let's just say like 4 points that they could put otherwise in strength for an optimal tournament build. And so for the few times you're going to use Great Bow in tourneys, it's not worth it. Because you're not going to use Great Bow like all the time. Like you're not going to use Great Bow in melee range. But yeah, Great Bow should be used in tourneys though. I think it's just players are not used to it. It is absolutely like extremely strong. It's way better than all the option you just mentioned. By a long shot too, like it's actually not even close. And it would roll out. Kinda killed my teammate. Okay, let's try that again. And most tourney players are bad. Don't let the Elden Ring PvP core hear that. I mean, it's true though. It's always like, you know, it's always the same like 5 players winning tourneys. So every time someone says, yeah, but tournament players don't do that, well, could be taken with a grain of salt. Have you ever done a proper pod build? Yeah, we did a Madness pod build. That shit was so strong. Especially Madness spot, because you get the ghost hits. So basically, you kill everyone in like 3 pots, almost pretty much guaranteed. And it works on ghost hits too, so it's pretty nasty. Yo, iPerversity, thank you so much for the gifted, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate. Any players in there? It says there's 2. I only see 1. I don't actually like fighting with this sort of elevation. Actually see the headshot damage. Not bad. Pretty sure this guy was max level too. That's not bad damage. I think most players who understand how strong the Great Bow is are Dark Souls 3 players who basically lived through the the dominant like crossbow era. Like when you start to understand that you can reaction trade with it, you start to realize like how most players that care about this game are really missing out on Great Bow. Is it really just golem arrows? Yeah, it's just golem arrows. Without that, I mean, without that, you could still, you know, you could still make it work, but without golem arrows, it would not be nearly as powerful. Because the golem arrows make it consistent. And also, when it comes to Great Bow in a, like, 1v1 situation, you can't really play, like, well, actually, you can play 100% Great Bow, but it's not gonna be all that great. It's more like there are situations where it's basically optimal. Any comments on Strickland? Dude, that fight was actually really good, but, you know, so much happened in that fight. First of all, you know, first round happened. No one was surprised. I think most people thought the fight was going to end there, you know, with Kamzat, like, submitting Strickland. Strickland doing, you know, a good job at surviving. And then, you know, the second round, I felt like it wasn't so much as Strickland round as it was, like, you know, you could clearly see, like, Kamzat not being, like, you know, 100%. So I felt like it was a little unfortunate. Like, you can see, like, the weight cut and everything. Like, I mean, no, everyone is gonna say, like, oh, making excuses or whatever, but, like, I don't have a dog in this race. Like, I was actually I was happy to see Strickland win personally, but if I have to call it out as I see it, clearly, like, this was not, like, Kamzat's best fight, you know. But what I think what impressed me the most was, you know, how gracious Kamzat was in defeat, dude. Like, holy shit, like, this dude took it like an absolute champion, where clearly, like, it's clear that he wasn't 100%. He just had so much class. I was really surprised by that. Also, I think Strickland, you know, I think he fought well too, obviously. I think it was a really good fight. I really enjoyed it. Wrapping the belt. Yeah, I mean, that's like some next level, like high class stuff. Like, champions don't hack that way, but he did, and, you know, more props to him. Oh, I forgot I can't tank any part of it. An early hit. I'm not even joking. Insane. Alright. That shield guy got lucky. We were about to finish him, but he went in the direction that I was shooting, so we kind of got a direct hit on him instead of hitting behind his shield. Yeah, the first round defense was definitely, like, very impressive. Like, not a lot of people survived that onslaught from Kamzat. I mean, no one actually does. Well, I say no one, that's not true. Like, you know, Dricus survived it. Usman survived it. I don't think Dricus survived it on skills, to be fair. Like, he just survived it on on DNA, you know? The guy is built like a tank. Whereas, you know, you know, to this day, I still think that the strongest opponent that Kamzat fought was Usman. I really do. I feel like even though he, like, Strickland is the first one to beat him, I felt like clearly, like, he was far from, like, full energy for the whole fight. Like, that weight cut was way too much. But it was a great fight. Really good fight. Oh yeah, the Gilbert Burns. Yeah, Gilbert Burns was also, like, insanely good fight. Yeah, I mean, Gilbert Burns is... I'm shocked that Gilbert Burns is never, like... Like, Gilbert's basically has been held back because the competition has been so damn high in this division, because Gilbert is such a strong fighter. Like, you know, when you have, like, all these guys in the division, like Kamzat, Dricus, Usman, freaking Gilbert's, like, this is a nasty division, man. Like, the level of competition is so high. It's crazy. Like, Gilbert is absolutely, like, champion level competition. Like, the dude is insanely good. Yeah, Adesanya in his prime. Although, like, to be fair, I always felt like Adesanya's style was, like, probably the worst thing to watch. It's definitely, like, some of the most boring shit. It's basically hit and run. Like, the build we're using today, you know? That's the build we're using. Although, to be fair, Adesanya should get more credit than that for his toughness. Like, he is very tough. He's definitely not a squishy guy, for sure. He just doesn't get hit a lot, but he definitely can take a few hits. But yeah, pretty crazy that Strickland upset Adesanya and Khamzat. Two completely different. You know what's crazy is, like, it's one thing to get an upset from, like, you know, like a power puncher. You know, like, you have the power puncher, you're like, okay, well, you know, the power puncher can get a lucky shot and get an upset. Dude, Strickland is not a power puncher. He's not a guy that submits either. He's literally a volume fighter. It's pretty crazy that a volume fighter can get upsets. That means that the guy is really good. Like, seriously. You can't, because you can't get lucky. Like, we call it upset, but you cannot get lucky with volume striking. I mean, there's just no way. It goes against the definition. Come on, game. You got a blue in there, so gotta be careful. So gotta break the host bubble. Let's move a little bit. He thought he had his weapon. It's definitely harder to kill people with the grass being that tall. Wow, that should be a hit behind guard. Okay, they're starting to be a little too close. What we're gonna do is our buff ran out. Our buff ran out. We're gonna try to go on the rocks to the side up there. Not these ones, the other ones. Buff up. That should be a hit. Not even a ghost hit. The host might shoot me. Okay, change of plan real quick. You're at a good distance for longbow here. There you go. All right. You betted on Strickland solely on how they look? Like, you know, I don't think, I'm not really, I don't think gambling's a good idea, but if I was to gamble, I'd say what you did actually makes sense, to be honest. Like you know, like, I always, like, try in my head to, like, call out fights before I see them, either, like, in the weigh-in, you know, in the pre-fight, or even in the walk-in, like, you'd be shocked on how many times I'm right, like, just with the walk-in before the fight, like, just with the body language, the confidence. It says so much about how the fight is gonna play out, because a lot of these, like, they're, like, everyone is very high level. And so, like, if one guy comes in way more confident than the other, or that shows, like, visible sign of, like, something not being right, you can actually, like, have a pretty good idea of, like, who should win that fight purely because of that. Like, not even regarding, like, who is the better fighter in your opinion. So I think what you did there, you know, I don't think gambling's a good idea, but I still think it makes sense. Okay, so they're down there. Gonna have to take the elevator down. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, it's just recraft. You have so many buffs going. I think we're close. God damn it. He just kept moving. again. Buff up. They're just outrunning us. Every time I think I'm gonna be next to them, they just keep on moving. Close. Oh, really? We missed that? Classic. I love that bait, guys. I just love it. The host took a lot less damage because he was in the circle, right? I forgot what it's called. The holy ground circle. I'm on the fence about, you know, having ritual shield or ritual sword tally or having spear tally as the base, because it's quite annoying to stay like full HP to get your full damage. It really is, but on the other hand, it does feel worth it when you have it, because you get that consistent damage. Also, this build benefits so much from Blood Boil Aromatic. Like, Blood Boil is just... guys, I'm gonna be serious, I was missing out on Blood Boil for the longest. Like, we really only started using it, like, you know, a few months ago. And the reason why I never used it is because I always looked at items in this game in a 1v1 perspective. And the 1v1 perspective is telling us that Blood Boil only gives 20% physical extra damage. And you take 25% extra damage, all elements, you know, doesn't matter which type of attack you're taking. But you only do 20% extra physical. So already there, like, that is a losing proposition. Like, you do 20% damage and you take 25% more, that doesn't really make sense in a 1v1. But in invasions, the fact that you can heal, like you just heal away all your mistakes, and your winning condition in invasion is to finish someone off. And so if you can do 20% extra damage, you have a much better chance of finishing someone off. And also another big thing that the Blood Boil has going for it compared to the cured meat, let's say, is that the cured meat only lasts like 30 seconds. Blood Boil lasts a full minute. That full minute is a big deal. Like, buff time matters a lot. This shit's cracked, dude. Like, this shit is so nice. I love it. See what I meant there? Like, we had the spear talisman for this particular invasion, and you could see right there how the spear talisman was so much better for this situation than the sword talisman would have been, because we basically traded with both of them to, you know, to kill the phantom, and so we did like very good damage at that specific moment, which allowed us to get the finisher. And, you know, the sword talisman would have been completely useless there because we had no time to heal. We already had taken a hit. So I think in most situations, spear talisman might be best here. I really like this setup. Let's do this again. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Gonna trade there. Can't do that. I would rather accept the trade because I'm gonna win with like 1,000+ damage if we trade. And now that we have like Spear Talisman, I'm gonna benefit from even more damage on trades. I think Spear Talisman makes more sense than Sword Talisman. I think we can swap the Sword Talisman if we need like a snipe, like, you know, like we're at completely like out of any field of view of the opponent, or like we're really far away from them, they're not looking at us. Maybe then it would make more sense to go for sword tallies. Losing to this would make you rage so hard. It's funny that you say that because a lot of people have DC'd today. Like, we've had like 2 specific invasions where, you know, we fought the host and his phantom, killed the phantom, they get a blue, we killed the blue, like, you know, they get another summon back, we killed them, and then they just DC after that. It's funny. How many players in there? It's 1 guy. Oh, actually, I did that in reverse. Should be doing that. So we do that. This here. Tried to get a headshot. No hit there. Wonder what the lat is. Oh, it's super high. Oh. Yeah. This guy's lat is super high, unfortunately. Yeah, he can just like panic roll forever. This is unfortunate. Our buff ran out. It's going to be a lot harder to kill this guy purely because his latency is very high. I think this guy's lat is too high, so we're gonna have to change strat a little bit. Oh, it's here. The difference is that he's healing and I'm not. I think we're just gonna kill him with something else, because he's too latent. Like, this guy's net is legitimately, like, too ass. We're just gonna kill him by normal means. Oh, and now he's summoning. Alright, let's kill him. That was laggy. Oh, also, we should do that. And shit player goes down with his shit net. Insane summon, by the way. No animation Storm Stomp. Probably was out of FP. Your favorite range weapons to use clean run? I mean, to be fair, like in a quote-unquote dueling setting, the guy was just, he kept healing. Like we basically beat him like with the range stuff like 3 times over. Like actually 3 times. Like he probably healed like 5 times. So it's like, you know. Like, he's too latent to be able to kill him with Great Bow. Like, he can just panic roll forever. So, like, it's not so much that we needed to change because of anything about, you know, the fight itself. It's just that the guy was latent, just too latent for me to use like anything that makes sense. And even with his latency, we still made him heal like 5 times. But at some point you have to finish the laggy guy, so. Okay, switch to that. All right, all good. Like, normally how you beat a player like that is, you know, you have a great bow and then you just keep on roll catching them, but the guy could just panic roll it, so we were forced to switch to like sleep stuff. And then after we slept them and punished them, he just kept healing. This one, we forgot to craft some blood boil. Only have one more. We need to use it. Oh, that's the. Did not even see him at first. Some weird desync. But I was out of that stupid blood range. We should have won that. O's got lucky to survive the crossbow punish. To be fair, it's a pretty terrible map to invade with a build like this. Like, we had, like, nowhere to go, actually. Okay, I should keep Spear Tally though. But that was funny. I think I'm gonna keep Spear Tally permanently, because even when we're shooting at people that are not looking at us, chances are they're attacking something. So I think Spear Tally technically gives us more damage in that situation too. It's just more consistent. Oh, they're up there. No hit there. Right there. Nice. Really good choice of attack. A little laggy kill on the hose though. The reason why I went for the pot there is that, you know, I could arc the pot like over the stairs while taking cover from the bull guy. So that gave us a little bit of a safer option. Okay, they're on the other side. Look at this damage. Guys, that's the Spear Tally kicking in there. That's why we keep... I think we're gonna keep Spear Tally. Like, after playing with this for like over an hour, I think Spear Tally is better than Sword Tally. I really do. Like, that was a perfect example there. Like, we took a little bit of damage. Also, Reddit health levels. Well, I mean, when you get a a shot like that where you're buffed with Blood Boil Aromatic and then all these talisman put together, even if this guy had like Reddit health, like we would still do like crazy damage to like anyone pretty much. Like there's not a lot of projectiles that will outdamage you in that trade. Maybe like you know, a dedicated caster with a comet that could maybe outdamage you. Well, still, the question is more like, well, Spirit Tally definitely like does matter because, you know, you get more damage, and the idea is you want to get as much damage as possible with something like that. And the amount of hits it takes to kill someone can vary from 2 to 3 hits depending on their HP. And the question is more like, what do you use? Like, like the question is more like what do you use between Spirit Tally and Sword Tally? Yo, he just... Bro, he's just nonchalantly... he's just nonchalantly, like, going down the elevator. That's crazy. He's just staying on it, too. Like there, for instance, right? Like, we killed the guy on a counter hit there. Would he die with or without the Spear Tally? Well, I mean, it depends on his armor, really. Like, maybe this guy in particular would or would not die there, but... like, your chances of winning that trade and killing are much better with Spear Tally. In a build like that, because with this build, you're pretty much, like... what do you use for your last tally, basically? Because you're all, like, maxing out the damage as much as you can. So the last talisman, the only thing I can think of that makes sense is, I guess you could use, like, another tally that would make sense would be Concealing Veil, but Concealing Veil would only be useful to enter the fight, similarly just like Sword Tally, whereas Spear Tally, so far, it seems that it's better overall just because you find yourself in situations where you're not going to be full HP more often than not. I think the question is not so much about, like, is Spear Tally really worth it? I think the question is more like, what would be the best, like, last talisman to use here, like, for this setup? Because we have, like, all damage. Like, what would be the last one? You could make an argument for maybe Shard of Alexander to be able to use Bone Bow. And I actually do switch to Shard of Alexander when using Bone Bow for this. But in other circumstances, it doesn't do anything. So, like, I really can't think of another talisman that makes sense there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the blue regeneration talisman, but that's extremely minor when you can just pop a Starlight Shard. It's like, I can't really think of anything, like, you know, you could say, like, a defensive talisman, like Crimson Ember Medallion, maybe. Can't really think of anything. If the Great Bow benefited from two-handed Sword Tally, that'd be crazy. So Golem Arrows Storm Attacks. That's a good question, actually. Let's test it. Very good question. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we tested that at some point, but I don't remember. I don't think so, but let's just test it real quick. Yeah, still, I think the 2 times we died, I think we got tier skipped today, so I don't know. 1746. The same. Now let's try the splash. Just to make sure, like, direct hits don't affect anything. No, it's the same thing. But I remember testing this. I definitely would have... At this point, I definitely would have known if this added anything. I know it... I think it does for... just double check. But I think it does for this arrow. Actually, I can just do a normal shot. 480. It's the wrong tally? Oh. It is the wrong tally. Oh my god, it's this one. Okay. Wait. 461? What was... We went from 480? Oh, that's because I did the ash. Dude, I'm not paying attention. Okay. Okay, 528. So this is actually bone bow special. Okay, so this works with bone bow. This talisman works with bone bow. Now let's try thread bow again, but properly. Doesn't seem like it. So it works with bone bow, not with storm arrows, I'd say, and not with golem arrows. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, the bone bow special arrows. So technically here, if you wanted to do optimal bone bow damage, you'd have Shard of Alexander and the Storm thing, replacing those 2 tallies. And then for Golem, you'd have these instead. But so far, like, I think it's probably because the base damage for Bone Bow is just not that high. I really don't think that Bone Bow did that much more damage than usual. All things considered. Like when I used it like earlier against different people, I was still doing like, you know, sub 200 damage for the most part. So like, you know, let's say your base damage is like, I don't know, like let's just say 150. Let's say your Bone Bow does 150, and then, you know, you add like 50% extra damage to that 150. Like you're gonna add like a 75 on top. Like that's not that much of an upgrade damage-wise, considering like defenses and everything. Whereas on the other hand, you take something like Golem, which does like, I think we do like 900 damage base right now. Something like that is gonna do something like that is massively gonna do more damage. I thought we killed all 3 of them for a second. The beast head works for storm arrows too. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess with bone bow you could use like the beast head too. That's a good point. Maximize the damage even more. Fish in a barrel? Yeah. Obviously, though, I mean, it's going to be no surprise to anyone, right? That this build is, like, super strong in certain situations, and then... Like, for instance, like, the last invasion we just fought, right? What is the best build in every build that exists in Elden Ring in that specific situation? Meaning, like, the last invasion we just fought. Well, it's this. Like, this is the very best build for that specific invasion. Like, out of everything, I can't think of anything better. Why? Because everyone is primed for a great bow shot in that specific moment. Have the perfect scenario to kill people with great bow. Now, not every situation is going to be like that, but there's a lot of situations where great bow is the best tool in the game. And so technically, I think if you have like a strength build, I think it's a good idea to have like a setup like that that's like ready to be swapped to. I mean, it's not going to be any surprise to anyone, but you know, people know that swapping to great bow mid invasion makes sense and is very good, but I think it might be worth it to swap the great bow and swap the full stack, like to do like optimal damage when you're in a situation where you're not going to get pressured as much, just so that you leverage that maximum damage that you can get out of it. And instead of having to hit people like 5 times with the great bow or 6 times, well, you can hit them 2 or 3 times for a finish, which is a lot more realistic to pull off. Are you using harpoons too? I'm using the crossbow for a finisher. Let's try our hand at this terrible map. Oh wow. I think that's it. Yeah. Didn't have time to set up. That's my fault. Like, this is a death trap here. We didn't have time to fire anything or set up or anything. Perhaps as soon as I spawned, perhaps it would have been better to start attacking right away, but our damage was definitely going to be subpar if we started doing that. But perhaps it was the better play. Like, it's always, you know, it's always easier to criticize in hindsight, because more often than not, you're better off, like, buffing and then trying to get the win, but like, there's no easy answer there. Like, if we replay that same invasion and we attack right away and we don't buff, we could say that the best play was to buff instead of not buffing. Like, if unfortunately it's just a losing situation that you spawn in that particular spot, which I didn't mind, you know, full conscious of that. I decided to play it anyway because I don't really care. Like there, for instance, right? What the hell did I get hit by? I guess there was a third one. Like, you see there, the guy resisted 2-shot because we were not buffed. That's the difference with the Blood Boil. If we have Blood Boil, he doesn't resist that. Wait a second. Oh. Switch to this one. I think the biggest reason why I don't like Sword Talisman on this is that I cannot use Assassin's Gambit. Otherwise, every time I have to heal myself that little bit that I lost. And this build really benefits from Assassin's Gambit. Because, you know, I free aim and the people that are going to be shooting at me don't free aim. So every time you have a chance to be on Assassin's Gambit against a range attacker, it makes sense for this. Let's go back here. The activity was a lot better on the plains than where we are right now. If you want to beat Power Stance Great Spears, just grab a shield. Higher, you know. If you can use Fingerprint, that's going to be even more brutal. Oh, they're actually down there. Oh, I missed that. That's brutal. Oh. Well. That's my fault, I missed that. I think this whole chain of events starts from just missing the first free hit on the host. And then afterward getting roll caught. That's like 2 major mistakes. 2 mistakes is usually more than enough to lose an invasion. Unfortunate, because that one was definitely very winnable. Alright, this time we're not gonna make the same mistake. Let's use our physic from the get-go. Like this. Ah. Wow, that was close. This guy just booked it. Oh, who's there? The frame drop on that shot. Crazy. When you're that close with the spread crossbow, you're basically holding them at gunpoint. It's like, hands up. You move, you're dead. You love spread crossbow so much. Honestly, I've been playing with spread crossbow as a soft swap, like finisher, more and more, and it's very, very useful. It's probably the best finisher, honestly. It doesn't have the longest range. Like, there's definitely a range where it doesn't work anymore, and it doesn't work all the time. Like, you know, if you're shooting someone like downslope, it tends to miss a lot. If you're locked on, that is. But other than that, it's a very good finisher. Because unlike Harpoon, you can like hold it and release the shot on reaction. And roll catch on reaction with it. PG say melee bow build is very difficult, 1v3, 2, or... I'd say this... I mean, it always depends on, you know, the area you play in. It changes everything for, like, pretty much any build. Like, you know, it's the same thing. A gravitational missile build, let's say, you're gonna have a horrible time in this map, for instance. Whereas the great bow build here would have a good time in a map like that. And obviously, no matter which build you're using, you're gonna have a harder time against more people. But this is not like a bad build. It's just not the perfect build for every situation. Like, obviously, for very close quarter invasion where you spawn in a tiny spot, like, this is not the build for that. But for most invasions, this is more than adequate. Like, today we're keeping the melee stuff to the bare minimum. Like, bare minimum. Like, if someone is, like, right next to us and we can get, like, a dagger swap finish, we're gonna go for it, but... for the most part, it's gonna be, like, great bow and crossbows. Okay, right now invasion has slowed down a little bit. Let's move to here. Are you using Lordsworn bolts for spread crossbow? No, I'm not, but that's not a bad idea. Because I think Lordsworn bolts are the highest, like, physical, right? Like, physical damage. Might actually be worth testing that, because we have Blood Boil going on, so perhaps it would be better to use these. Not a bad call. We're gonna try it after. See the damage difference. Wait, where are they? This is not the right spot. God damn it. Now we have a blue to deal with. Alright, let's reset up. Thought we could hit him. There you go. Important kill. Where's that host at? He just keeps on moving. How many players are even in there? At least there's 2 of them. Maybe they just ran off. That's what it looks like. They just ran. Yeah. Yep, they just ran to the boss. Unfortunate. Lordsworn. That's interesting. Let's test it. I'm curious. Now that you mentioned that, let's try it against the giant, let's say. Because we want the target big enough so that we don't have any, like, you know, inconsistency with bolts not hitting. Like 927. On a sneak attack, right? And then let's try it like this. Wait. That did less, but let's try with... Let's try by, like, making sure we're... Let's go, like, on his foot, like that. Let's be, like, right on his... Like, just licking the soul and shit. And let's aim as high as we can, like, right there. Yeah, 857. But that's without buffs. Like that, and as high as we can, right there. 1014. Let's try again. We're still on the blood boil buff, but we're gonna reuse one just to be on the safer side. $993. I think we should do another shot just to make sure, like, one arrow didn't go, like, off target. Oh, 993, guys. So with the aromatic, the physical bolts do more, indeed. Alright, give me one sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. The only thing I think it's worth testing though, before we swap to these is see that? There's no splash damage. Whereas if we use the lightning one, we get like splash damage on surfaces. Try that again. See that? I think that's a massive difference. So I don't think it's really worth using any physical bolts for the spread crossbow just because you lose the splash damage. You would use lightning for that alone? Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you want the splash damage because technically you have like a small damage difference between the two. And every time you hit a surface like the ground, like you're still gonna get your damage with the elemental one. And you still get the physical portion. You don't just get like the lightning portion, you get the physical portion too. So all in all, I think it's quite clear that the lightning ones are just better because of that. Is there any upside to using the physical bolts? But like we tested earlier, when we buff with Blood Boil, we actually do more damage with the physical one for direct hits. So the dilemma is either you go for direct hits for maximum damage, but you lose the splash effect. And I think it's not worth losing the splash effect. It's too valuable, especially given that we're using that crossbow for a finisher mostly. Like we're not using it for massive damage. And you know, at like close range, we still hit for like 600 damage with that lightning one. So even if we hit for 700 with the physical one, don't think it's worth it. And you lose the ability to aim at the floor too, which that's the biggest deal breaker. If you can't hit at the, if you can't aim at the floor and hit with floor shots, it's not worth it. Be around here somewhere. We heard them healing. Unless they're under us. It could be under. We see them from here? We lost our buffs. That's why our damage is subpar. Connection. That's unfortunate. That's a mix of unlucky and lucky. I think we can kill them. Here. Oh, come on. We're out of golem arrows. Well, we're gonna try it once, but we're gonna have to reset. Oh, I think they are resetting. Yeah, we're gonna have to reset here. We're out of great arrows, guys. They cleared the whole area? Yeah, there was like one mob at the end that was just standing there that they forgot. But yeah, they had cleared the whole area otherwise. Unfortunate that we have to reload because that makes it so maybe we might miss our re-invasion. I need to set a few things. Okay, that's good. Change this. Change this. Hopefully someone has not stolen our spot. These guys were probably not going to be particularly hard to kill. It's just, you know, some invasions go your way, some don't. Like, when we threw the frostbot at them, the guy was basically in one-shot range. Like, if we threw the physical pot, like, that was the invasion right there. Pretty crazy. Yeah, someone stole our invasion. For $1,000, you'll dress up at Midra and light your head on fire? That's terrible. That's not enough money, man. You have to get the bid up to a little higher. Otherwise, that's just plain crazy. You know, when you start to get into, like, you know, 1 million, now, you know, maybe it's worth it, you know, like, you get disfigured for $1 million. I'm just joking, guys, don't do that. Terrible stuff. Guys, real question, who here would get disfigured for $1 million? New fucking Mr. Beast challenge, dude. Fucking dystopian hellhole. I'm sad, dude. I don't know if someone is in their world. I mean, they probably are. Unfortunate. People getting in my way and shit. Trying to invade everywhere now, though. Still not getting anything. Come on, Elden Ring, you shit-ass loading screen. Taking forever. Little risky, but we went for it. A little risky. When they, you know, when we were in the window for the second shot, yeah, we were playing with fire a little bit there, you know, like a split second like later and we would have been gone. Which one is the fourth floor? Oh, it's this one here. Ooh. Unfortunate, I would have loved to play them again. I think we're gonna change area though, because we're not getting a single invasion here. Well, all of a sudden now it's we can't find an invasion. Come on, game, give me something. Which one is this one? I don't remember which grace this one is. Are you at the right level? Oh my god, am I? Yeah, I am. What the hell? It's not the grace I was looking for. Small private altar. Let's try this one. Come on, game. Give me a break. Okay, let's try invading from Dragon Altar. Yeah, Wexdust was better for invasions. Whatever FromSoft gave us is definitely not great. Even if it's supposed to be searching, I mean, even if it does search everywhere. It's so slow to get invasions. And you have to spam it. Pretty wild. And now we're supposed to be invading right now, and it's not going through. Oh, man. Still uses a fix for that? Yeah, cheat. You know, it's a cheat, not a fix. Like, it's not... Like, it's a save editing. On one hand, you know, it's nice because it goes to show that the game's not dead. It's just the matchmaking that's fucking terrible. Because if you change a few values, you get that effect where you get to invade more. But on the other hand, it's kind of a dick move because people who don't have that get invasion stolen by people who have that. So a little selfish. Not a big fan of that, honestly. You know, it's one thing for one person to be using it, but if many people use it, it's basically gonna cannibalize all the people that don't have you know, this cheat, this save editing cheat. Like, they're not gonna be able to find as many invasions because, like, the people that have that item are gonna have all their invasions, like, taken away from the others, you know. Good fight. Yeah, that's true on Gun. Like, back when we had Wexdust, like, I remember, like, every time we played on Wexdust, it was, like, PvE or Fest. Like, you only got, like, quote-unquote, organic invasions with Wexdust. Like, basically easy invasions by Dark Souls 3 standard. Like, you'd get easy invasions with Wexdust. And then if you wanted the hard invasions, you were either playing at Pontiff, at Ring City, or in the forest. But those were PvP hotspots. And so, you know, you had that option. In Elden Ring, you don't have that option. Because Elden Ring is just so broken in general, like, there's no PvP hotspots, because ganking is just broken to start with, so... Just like it doesn't even matter if you're looking for gankers. Like it's pointless because you won't really have a chance unless they're allowing the fight to be like a 2v2 setting, which defeats the whole purpose really of the whole thing. So all in all, you don't really have a choice but to get PvEers in Elden Ring if you want a legit shot at victory, unfortunately. And it has nothing to do with skills or how mechanically the game changed, even though Elden Ring did change, even though, you know, like Elden Ring introduced way more range attack, you can get frame trap from range, you know, there's way more bullshit in Elden Ring, yada 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 yada. It doesn't even matter. What ultimately matters most is the fact that 2v4 and 2v3 don't exist. That's what really matters. That's what changes everything. There's one guy there. Alright, let's see here. Should be a tree shot. Already healing, are we? I think because he's staying far. Need a little more stem. Need more stem, more damage there. Get shit on, bro. We need to get our bolt shots back. Not this. This right here. At least he didn't heal. Yeah, our standards dropped like significantly for what's appropriate and what isn't. At least you say at least he didn't heal, but he thought about it because he swapped to the healing armor like mid-fight. He wanted to. trying to invade though. Like, there's really no point in dueling with a build like that, especially not in this arena. Like, it's completely pointless. Especially not the way he's playing. Like, it's just a waste of time. Man, the game is so dead, like, Jesus Christ. Almost impossible to get any invasion. There's just one thing I'm wondering. Is this the site of grace I'm thinking of? I want to try invading from different grace from time to time to see if the activity changes. Nope, that's not the one I was thinking of. Nice view though. It helps when you change graces? Yeah, same here. Yeah, how many? Two of them? Where's the Phantom? Phantom should be near me. Let's take a look. There he is. There we go. That actually clipped me like before hitting the floor. Pretty terrible spot, honestly. I think when I approach this, what I should do is like get a hit in, back up, uplifting aromatic, back up, you know, like just one shot at a time until I get like a clean way of like finishing one. Great spawn. Great spawn fucking ×2 there. Roll does not give a shit. Oh my god. Ever since we reloaded, it's been painfully slow. Oh, I don't have the other grace, that's why. I was like, where's the grace before the boss? I don't see it. It's because I don't have it. Honestly, guys, at the pace we're going right now, I think we might do like one last and then call it. Because, can't find anything anymore. It's just very slow. At least we did have some good invasions, especially at the beginning of the stream. A lot of good ones. I think my favorite one was when we were getting chased down by the back-end blade guy with blind spot. And we traded for like massive damage. I think that was my favorite one. You only have to put up with spamming fingers because From Software put values that are too fucking low. Yeah, that's accurate. Alright. Oh, it's only one guy. Oh, let's try it. Nice. Alright, I think we're gonna call it here. I mean, we reached 3 hours. That's better than nothing. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the great bowing today. We had like some invasions that were but we also had some pretty good one, I think. It was a mixed bag, but not too bad, all things considered. Alright guys, have a good rest of the day everyone, and thanks everyone for coming by. Let's raid someone who is gaming. Let's see who's on right now. Let's raid Goldie. Let's go do that. Alright, take care guys.